Good afternoon, everyone. You got the Bub031 here again. Happy 2024. And we are starting off with a layout tour of this month's Hotrak layout. So, we're going to head downstairs, take a peek at it, and sum it up from there and watch some trains. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so here we are heading downstairs to the 2024 January layout. And we did hit a milestone as we beat last year's record with 147 trains throughout the entire session. And this layout actually went up very quick this time. It's just two simple loops, one major branch line, and the yard actually comes right down the middle, but it's not on the main, which is how most main CN yards, yards are. So we come up first to the superintendents, and as you can see, there's the local board of what loco is actually on the layout so that you can use the registration. I will quickly show you the map here, and as you can see, we're not going to start off with the yard this time. We're actually going to start off at Hawthorne Junction. We have all our locals up there, and I've always have been previously shown how these work. You basically come in, ask for your train, sign up. There's all our station areas and everything, and that's all our locals. So you ask for a local, you get a train pass, and then you have a locomotive for that. So we're going to be moving east here. So there's Hawthorne. We're moving east. We have the Hot Box in Lancaster. And then we have O'Brien Fuse with Red Baron Lumber. This is going to be renamed, so just be mindful of that. I'm just going off of what it is right now. But this is on the main. This is one of the main choke points here on the main line. We then come up to Rockrut, and then Cremona, which goes to the back end of the layout for the fiddle yard. We now have Algonquin Park. There is still some work I have to get done on Algonquin Park. It's still not done, but it's almost there. It's coming very shortly. We are now moving past Deerfield, which is more scenery, and then up to Beechburg Siding and Willowdale. We then pass Jock River, and then we come up to DeBojo. Small little industry. And yes, you have to use a locomotive to switch out the back end. We then pass Wycliffe, which is the East Loop complete. And then we come over Edwards, the lumber facility, then Finch. Then Sarnia Refineries, also known as BDU Refinery. And we then pass Weepy Station, Chalk River, and we come up to Pine Point, and then Fallowfield Station. Big sweeping curve up to the crossing, right to Castor River. Keep in mind, Castor River was starting to get a little bit more populated for Saturday. Friday, there was a little bit of an issue on the switch at one of the ends, but Saturday, everything was working well. We then come to York River, which is an interchange and gravel facility. Love the light up sign. Then at Apple Hill, coming back to Wycliffe, down back along the main line. All right, so we're going to be moving west now off Hawthorne Junction. Here's NTC. That's also going to be renamed, as well as Rita River, and then Bell's Corners. We now come up to Prairie Grain Terminal. I love this one. This is always fun to switch out and everything. It's a great grain facility. Next, we have Bayview, which is another intermodal interchange and station with Spencer's Gap and Mandrake, as well as South Keys. This is one of the other main stations on the layout. Next we have Elwood, which was another interchange. And then we're at MP Foods and Vesta. Soon after, we have Gary coming up, and then Three Bridges. So we're at Mason Creek here. Now, just be mindful. I am going to stop for a second because I think we have a train coming. So there's Mason Creek, and I will get back to you in a little bit after Point Pierre.
To reverse it a little bit. We'll send you across the South Keys here, is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, everything's fast-paced in this world. Alright. Actually, I don't know.
Well, we just saw a train slow down there. So, at Pierre Point, we come up to Rhinebeck Falls, a small little 1 foot section. Next, Colonnade, which is also transfer / asphalt and propane. And then, as you can see, we, in better light this time, we have Arnprior Power Generating Station, another small 1 footer. We then pass Green Valley, and then Glen Tay, which is an interchange and scrap facility. Moving back on down the layout at Three Bridges and Mud Creek, we head back east. And we got another train working the yard. Okay, so off the main, we had the main branch here at NTC Junction, which is going to be changed. We now have Cami Lead. This is Orleans, a gravel drop. Beautiful steam locomotive work in that area. Next, we come up to Stillwater and Jackfish Bay, the big mountain steam with single track. We then come across Anderson, right into Connaught. Oh, and also White River. Right there. And there's Connaught right there, Shirley's Bay. We then come up to Vaughan Intermodal Terminal. And then we finish off with Fredericks, Rosebush, Kerndale, Kleinwitten, and Mine Cloghog. And that's basically the end of the branch. So we're coming up. Usually this is on the main, but this time it was on the branch. So we're just going to take a look at that. And that's going to be it for this part. Before we go to the yard, let's watch some action at Hawthorne Junction. So definitely a very busy Hawthorne area. We are now coming off Moccasin Bridge, right into Prescott, and then into the yard. So the yard had quite a few locals this time. And because the yard was on the end, it was a scene of activity, especially with everyone all coming in off the Y section of Hawthorne or the junction. Lots of locomotives, as you can see there. There's a little 45 tonner and caboose. And then we have the engine facility. Right behind the yard, we actually had Cami West and Cami, which is an automotive industrial area, as you can see here, with 60-foot box cars, coil steel cars, and auto racks. Very busy little industry here. And then there's a new, here's a new module, Bennett. This hasn't never been out in a while. So this is a very new one here, as you can see. And then we have the turntable, and that's pretty much it for the layout. So, as well, in the last little bit here, we've been talking about trying to maybe possibly convert our modules to Freemo. So one of our members showed what upgrades we can do to actually do that, which is the pockets and actually filling in joiner tracks like so to sort of the Freemo standard. It looks pretty neat. Who knows what will happen with this and with the club because of that. But it's awesome. Next we have the fiddle yard here. And there is a grain train sitting on the siding. So if you want to run your trains, you can there. As well, this is the back end of the yard. As you can see, as well, there's the station on the far side. And there's still quite a few trains sitting in the yard. There's all our locomotive switching labels and lists of where you got to go. And there's where, if you're a yard master, you take your thing off the local, put it there. As well, over here, this is the table for working on cars that are having issues. Extra cars, if they're really broken, they can be switched out. Our alpha coatings and all that. And then this is the brain of the operation right here that runs the layout, as well as JMRI on the computer, and where we can program all the locomotives and such right there. So that's pretty much gonna be it, everyone. And we'll finish off the video. All right, everyone. So that's gonna be it for 2024's January setup here at Ottawa Valley Hotrak. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed the tour, and there's going to be more videos to come in the future. So, take care, and as always, make sure the signal's green, and keep moving down the line.